Hey guys, we're back again. Today we've got the Lies of P complete walkthrough chapter 7 and we're going to go through everything, every collectible, every item and everything else we can find. Be sure to leave a thumbs up, it would really help me out. Alright friends, let's get started right away by heading straight down this path where at first we can't get through the door. We can unlock that later. It's a shortcut. For now, keep going straight ahead here. As always, I'll try to spoil as little as possible. But first, let's grab the key back here, which gives us the key to the first floor. And that's exactly what we need. Head back towards the Stargazer, because you can't go any further there. And then we'll make our way through here. So basically, on the left, when we come up from the Stargazer, we go right and then go along here. Then we can unlock the door in the back area. Yes, and then you reach the new section. Alright friends, we'll go all the way through until we reach this level, or rather this room. Then head down here at your leisure, but be careful that those blobs from above don't hit you. There are also a few new enemies here. We'll take them out and keep moving forward, following this path until we reach the spot where it goes downward. But we won't go down yet. First we'll head right along the side, and back here we can find a butterfly. There are a few dolls here which we already know, so we'll quickly take them out. And as you can see, the lamp is already lit, so turn on the lamp. And then in the next room back here we can already see the butterfly. There it is, a beautiful big yellow one, and it actually gives us a really good item, Half-Moonstone, which is quite useful for upgrading your weapons further. That's why you should definitely catch the butterfly and focus on getting it. This butterfly can even deal damage too, but in the end you should be able to take care of it pretty quickly and get the Half-Moonstone as a reward. And yes, you can also take out those annoying puppets afterwards. Alright friends, so we've already managed to get the butterfly here, very important, and then we'll head back to our hollow, go down there, and watch out friends, there's a pretty tough enemy coming up here. Take him out because he has a useful item for us. If you're having a bit of trouble with him, you can kind of trap him here at the edge of the ramp, and then you'll get a new frame here. So we definitely have to defeat this enemy to get the frame. Then just keep going, keep running through for now. As I said, we're not going to cover the small individual items here, only the real collectibles. And you'll find the next one right up here, namely a welfare house concert. We'll pick that up. It's a document that we just got. And then we keep going until we reach this area. Careful, two really tough enemies are about to show up here. We can already see the first one walking by. So take them out calmly first, maybe lure them one by one, whatever works best for you, and then we'll take care of them. And here in the hallway, roughly in the middle on the left, there's also a dark moonstone. Of course we'll pick that up. We need it to upgrade our weapons, and then we move on until we reach this area at the back, and then into this, well, saloon or bar or whatever you want to call it. We go inside here and then we can walk through to the back, and in the rear area in the restrooms we'll find the next document, namely the tragedy. Yes, and then we head back, passing by this well, where there is also a key that we need, of course, to unlock another path. The merchant here is also very important. Make sure to talk to him, but above all, buy all the collectibles he has available. That means you should definitely buy both the weapon and the amulet, so you don't have to come back here again and already have these collectibles in your inventory. You should absolutely buy those two items. Then we move on. Of course, we unlock the shortcut here, interact with it, go through and end up back in the area that already looks familiar to us, namely where the two big guys were. Yes, then we go all the way back because now we've gotten the key, and with this key we can unlock the gate at the back here. Alright folks, now things are going to get a bit nasty because there are these fumes here that keep coming out of these bulbs. And you absolutely need to destroy these bulbs first. Here's what you can do. You can go into your inventory for this. In general, you should first try to lure the enemies out so you don't have to go into this poisonous mist because it causes decay. And decay is really nasty because not only do you take damage, but your weapon also gets damaged. So go ahead and open your inventory and grab any throwable item. The really cheap one here, maybe something like the gear, you can just throw it at the bulb back there in this particular case. It's really that simple. And when it breaks, you'll see that the poisonous mist basically disappears here and the decay stops as well. That means you can always go along here and try to destroy the bulbs first. But be careful, after a certain amount of time the poisonous mist will return because the bulb grows back. So make sure to destroy the bulb again when that happens. Right at the beginning here there's a butterfly. Be a bit careful here as well. The butterfly will of course lure you into the poison, obviously. So always make sure not just to take out the butterfly, but especially the bulb, because as you can see, due to the decay, your weapon breaks very quickly. Mine is already almost done for, even though I actually haven't used it that much. So always make sure to take out these bulbs here, so your weapon doesn't break. Alright, once we've dealt with the butterfly, we move on to the next area. There's another bulb here as well. Destroy it first, then deal with the enemies. There's another butterfly here for us to collect, so basically the second butterfly down here. And yes, as I said, it's really important to always destroy the bulbs first whenever you enter a new area. Be sure to look for the bulb first, destroy it, and that way the poison mist will disappear. There's also a safe here that we can of course open. As you can see, I've already died here once, and of course I'm retrieving the ergo. But there's also the Blade of the Honor Spear here. We'll take that with us, finish off the rest of the enemies here, and then in the back area we can unlock a door again, which basically leads us in a circle and brings us back to the main area. We pretty much started here earlier, so this secret passage doesn't do much for us now, but we did get 2 butterflies, a blade, and a few other things. That means we'll now continue all the way down the corridor, the one we could actually go through before as well, go straight through there, then head up the stairs to the left after the enemies, and here we can unlock another door and automatic passage that gives us a shortcut to the Stargazer. Then we move on, find a decayed corpse at the grate, and then head into this bar here. Here in the bar there are a few items like this document, The Grand Show. We pick that up and continue forward until we reach the wine cellar, the basement. In the wine cellar a few people are trapped. All I can say is a tough enemy is coming up. I don't want to spoil too much, and we get the Hunter's Amulet from him. We simply take that with us. Of course we need this Hunter's Amulet, it's pretty cool to have it, and naturally it's also a collectible. Then just keep going, run all the way through the wine cellar, and here we'll find a few nice things. For example, back here there's a balance crank, which actually lets us further improve the overall balance of our weapon's grip. And back here there's also the wine. If you remember, in the previous chapter there was an old woman who specifically wanted some wine, and now we found it here, but we'll get to that later. First, keep going through the wine cellar until we reach this area, then go up the stairs here and just keep going basically. And then we end up back in this area. Now we can unlock a shortcut here. We do that by basically opening this door, and then we're back at the Stargazer. Great thing, because we've already taken care of most of it here, so we can take a short rest, maybe level up a bit, and most importantly we can now go back to the entrance to Rosa Elizabeth Street and hand over the wine there. You probably remember that from a chapter earlier. The lady at the window really wanted to taste that delicious wine again, and that's why we're going there now, handing over the wine, and of course we'll get a nice reward for it. If you noticed, you know that you can farm Crescent Moonstones here. So if you still need some, feel free to come through here more often to pick up a few more Crescent Moonstones. Otherwise just head over to the young lady at the window here, but watch out a bit for the enemy. But they really shouldn't be a problem anymore since you're already a few levels higher. Talk to the lady, give her the wine, and you'll receive a coin in return. We hand that in here at the hotel. Specifically, we have it appraised here and receive a Half-Moonstone for it, which is of course super useful for upgrading our weapons. Then head back to the Stargazer and let's continue. Now we've unlocked this path here, basically the shortcut. And yes friends, now we can of course move on to the next area of the level. And up here we can open the door and enter the outdoor area. And that's exactly where we want to go. Just open the door here and then we'll arrive in the outdoor area. And of course there are still a few things to collect here. Plaza of the Grand Exhibition. Now we're here, heading left past the large fountain. Here we'll grab a Dark Moonstone. Of course we'll take that with us to upgrade our weapons. Also, if we go right from the fountain, which is the way we need to go, there's a big tree with a few little enemies. We'll take them out, of course, but under the tree there's also a crescent moonstone. Not that important anymore. Of course we'll pick it up, then continue along the path and encounter this enemy. Yes, you definitely have to defeat him at least once, because by defeating this enemy you'll get something really nice. Here we are, Cartridge, which is also a collectible item that we absolutely need. Then we continue all the way by going up the stairs, and from there we can reach the wagon, pull the lever to get to the next section, the next area. And then pretty soon we'll arrive at the Stargazer. From there we first head to the left because we can pick up a Dark Moonstone there. That's really important, we definitely need it. Then we go back to the Stargazer and continue straight ahead. Here on the counter there's also a Crescent Moonstone. Of course we'll grab it while we're already here. Additionally, from here you can always walk behind these curtains as well. So be a bit careful not to miss anything there. There's nothing too crazy behind them, but you should definitely take a look behind the curtains and go in there. For example, from the counter here on the left behind the curtain, it's easy to miss something. There's actually an item there, specifically a Half-Moonstone, very important for upgrading your weapons. Alright, then we just keep going, head up the stairs until we reach this area here, then go through to the back. Of course, grab the item back here, and now we'll get the next butterfly by heading out onto this outer balcony. The lamp is glowing, you can already see it, so the next butterfly is nearby. It just comes out here and of course has something nice for us again. So let's take it down and grab the technique crank here to improve our grip on technique. Then we head down the ladder here first, because the next enemy is already coming toward us and we'll have to take it out accordingly. And of course we'll defeat it so we can get its item, which we definitely need. Alright friends, let's take that with as we get the strength amulet here. Pretty awesome amulet if you've invested in resolve. I personally equipped it right away because resolve goes up by 4, which of course means that if you have a great weapon that scales with resolve, your damage will be boosted significantly. Plus 4 points means 4 levels accordingly. So this amulet is actually pretty powerful. I would definitely equip it if you've invested in resolve. Otherwise, let's head over here. There's another really important chest hit, gives us a Quartz. And with Quartz you can upgrade your pulse cells or improve your character skills at Geppetto's chair. Definitely make use of that to make the game easier for yourself. Take it to Geppetto, sit in the chair and use these Quartz pieces there to improve your character. Of course we're also unlocking the shortcut here, which does give us a bit of an advantage from the Stargazer, but not too much, because in the end we still have to go back, climb up the ladder and now climb up the next ladder on the left. Since that will take us into a new area we need to go through to solve everything here. So we climb up here, then head to the right, take out a few more enemies and eventually reach this platform. As soon as we enter, we immediately go left around the corner and climb down the ladder, because here we'll find an NPC that we definitely need to talk to. She's back here, so we talk to the lovely Belle and tell her that we'll basically take out the enemy here, the boss, just like she wants us to. And of course we'll do that. And be careful not to fall down here, because if you do, you'll die instantly. Now a big guy will show up here. You don't necessarily have to take him out. He doesn't drop anything special, but of course you can take him out if you want to. What's important is that you keep going to the back area, then head to the right here, go down the ladder on the right, and press the button here to lower a bridge, which gives you a shortcut to the other side. It's not an amazing shortcut, but it's decent. We're not going to cross the bridge now, but instead just keep going that way. And in the next area we'll find a small exhibition. And there we'll also find a new document, this time about the champion. Alright, then we head further down and might run into a few more enemies here. Of course we'll take them out and grab this chest in the back. You can already see it's glowing nicely over there. Of course we'll take that with Asso, go up to the chest, open it, and you get a nice item from it, namely a Legion caliber. Then continue through the door that's been broken open, go all the way through there, and you'll end up back in the exhibition area, but it's nothing too crazy. Go all the way up here and you'll reach a new section, a new room. Cross over the balcony here and then you can continue on to the telephone. And of course we're going to use it. Here we'll be asked another question so that in the end we can unlock a key. It's a little quiz puzzle that you have to solve. I'll give you a hint already. The answer is egg. The quiz isn't that hard either. You'll see for yourselves when you play it. It's really super easy. So there is only egg or class, and it can't be class. It's definitely an egg. You give that answer at the telephone here, and then we can move on. We don't get the key yet, just a clue. After we solve this, we get a hint from the puzzle king here, and he tells us that we basically have to solve another puzzle to get the key. So first we keep moving forward in this area. Keep going until we go down the stairs here and continue through this section. So now there will be two statues on the right, and we need to turn the right statue twice to unlock a secret passage, Resident Evil style. And then we grab the Trinity Key here. Yes, that one is very important. If you remember, you can now use it to open the door from the last chapter. If not, don't worry, we'll do that together in a moment. First, we keep going until we get into the train. There's also a Crescent Moonstone, which we'll of course grab, and we'll take out all the enemies here. Now, there are a few paths here. First, this door, then to the right, but we won't go that way just yet. The first thing we'll do is head back towards the train and take a different route, because there's another path here specifically, the one to the right of the train. There's a small passage you can go up, which is easy to miss, with a few stairs leading up. So that's the way we'll go. There's an enemy here, which we'll quickly take out, and then we'll continue on. In the back, there's a chest, and on the right, you'll see something glowing. That's a laser object, which we'll pick up. The report on the Order of Krat. Yes, we'll go ahead and pick that up and then head over to the chest in the back, open it up and hopefully get something really nice from it. Specifically, we'll take the Legion plug. Pretty awesome, because with that we can choose a new Legion weapon, and then we'll continue down below by the train. Now we'll go the way we saw earlier, and it's important that you don't miss this. We can't open the door back here yet, but you should definitely remember it, because there's something really cool behind it, and we'll have to come back here later. So for now, let's continue on into this large area, the outdoor section. Here an enemy will appear, take them out, and you'll get a Legion caliber, which we'll pick up as well. And yes, then we continue on in this large area, and back here we can pick up a small item, a throwing orb, nothing special, but of course we'll take it with us. We head all the way through here into the next area, and now we've pretty much made it. There are still a few things we need to do, but theoretically we could already fight the boss here. But first we'll definitely grab the chest here and of course unlock the shortcut via the ladder. Here we get a supply crate, which is very important because it allows us to expand our shop. Otherwise we'll head this way, and down in the lower area we can pick up a reading item. We'll take that with us, and if you feel like it, you can already head to the boss now. It's important that you go back to the Stargazer beforehand, upgrade yourself, refill your potions and so on. You know the drill. And then theoretically you can stretch a bit and off you go to the boss. Just open the door, go in, and I'm telling you, he's really super easy. Honestly, I was thinking, when does the second phase start? I found him super easy, so just go right in. Of course, there's a boss guide on the channel, so definitely check that out. And here, right at the very end, we basically get a key and a few items from the boss, of course. Activate the Stargazer here, and now there's still a few things to take care of before we can finish the chapter. I just told you about the door earlier. Now we're going to head all the way back. And we can open that door now. It's a bit of a walk, so run all the way through, and then you can open the big door that was locked before, the one we needed the key for, which we now have. So we go all the way back and open that door. Very important, there's also a Stargazer inside. So once you've opened the door, definitely activate the Stargazer so you can return there more easily. Because there you'll find a statue that lets you respec your skills, which is actually a pretty cool feature. This way you can reset your Quartz, but also your ergo levels, so you can completely respec your character really well done. And of course it's quite useful. But be careful, the more often you respect, the more gold it costs, or rather the more ergo. So just keep an eye on that, otherwise it actually works quite well. Then from the Stargazer keep going straight past the boss and you reach the next area behind the boss, so to speak. And here we can go along this path, because now we'll run into some old companions and can also pick up a record there. Of course we'll do that before we finish this chapter, since there are still a few things to take care of. We head up here and talk to the two dudes, give them a golden fruit, and in return we get the record. Pretty cool. Definitely do this so you can get the record, and then we can add it to our record collection. Otherwise, once we've done that, we just continue onto the train and take it to the next area, the next section, where we can pick up a few more things. When we arrive there, especially at the very beginning, we should definitely walk this way. The path leads us this way anyway. We'll grab the item Magnificent Ergo, here always useful for upgrading, but most importantly, back here is Vinicius's travel guide. And yes, we'll take that with us. It's another travel guide from Krat. It's interesting to read them from time to time. Feel free to check it out, it's amusing. And then we can activate the Stargazer here. So now we're in the next chapter, chapter 8. But friends, there are still a few things left to do. Before we actually start chapter 8, we should take care of a few things. Specifically, we're going to go back for now and open the secret door. That's what we'll do first. So we'll head all the way back and go to the opera house here. Yes, you remember there was the secret door here just before the boss room. We'll jump down here, and now we can open this door so that we have all the doors unlocked. And there are still a few keys left, so we open this door accordingly, find another small safe here, and of course some cool items inside. So far, we've opened all the doors. That's why it's really important that we keep following up on this. Additionally, there's a quartz here, and you can use it to upgrade your character again. This is really important because we're going to head back to the hotel, and now we can also craft a new Legion arm, since we have a new Legion plug. Pick something nice for yourself. In the end, we're only missing one more Legion arm, which is great, because then we'll soon get the trophy. Otherwise, you should also go to the reception, because there we can expand the shop with the supply crate, and of course that's what we'll do. Here we expand the shop accordingly, just add goods and expand the whole thing. Then there's also a small quest that takes place here. So first, when you're done at the reception, turn around and you'll find Belle there, whom we spoke to briefly earlier. Definitely talk to her, go through the dialogue with her. Not much happens, but it's important that you do it. Then we go up here to the tree and of course collect our gold fruits. But it's very important that we talk to the colleague back here again. He has developed a remedy that is supposed to cure the petrification disease, and theoretically we can give it to Antonia. You should definitely do that. To do this, go to the reception and tell him that you would like to use the remedy. And it's very important that you do this because later in the game there is a trophy if you heal Antonia. So definitely use the remedy to get the trophy. But remember this, so that in your next New Game Plus, for example, you don't use the remedy. You always have to play through both sides once in order to really get all the trophies. After you have rested, you can talk to Antonia and you'll notice that she's already feeling much better, and as the story progresses, you'll see how it all turns out. In any case, that's it for this chapter, folks. I'm glad you tuned in again. And yes, of course, we'll take a look at the next chapter as well. Find all the collectibles again, so feel free to leave a like or subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Take care, everyone. Adios and ciao. Ciao.